earlier, I went viral, as always, because things that I say allegedly just like to go across people's timelines and end up on Instagram and whatever. So people probably know, there was a viral clip that went around from like the ZZ Mills podcast. I don't know who this scary woman was.
She the one with the chest tats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently she's like known for saying like very controversial things. I had no idea who she was, which is great. That means I'm a good woman.
Right.
Because I don't know who she was. But Chisora was the one who sent the clip to the group chat. And basically in this clip, the woman said that marriage is sex work because marriage is sorry. Everyone's face just dropped. Marriage is sex work because, you know, when women get married, they're marrying for financial security and, you know, they upkeep the house and the children in exchange for, you know, sexually pleasing their husband, and they get, you know, a nice house and financial stability and da-da-da and ray-tay-tay. And basically compared marriage to sex work.
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely the fuck not. So I tweeted, I was like, that clip that's going around about marriage and sex work is some bullshit. Like, listen, I have no problem with sex workers. If you want to pop the pussy for $1, if you want to do a split, if you want to, you know, suck dick, if you want to strip, whatever it is that floats your boat to get money, do what your pussy
set up
pleases.
at 12 York. Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's 12 York? Ice condos? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, you're an idiot, bro. Stop
How
it.
do you know the ice condos?
Really? Why do you know address, bro? Something is wrong with you, man.
My bad. You're right. My bad. Continue.
Anyways.
That's hilarious.
If you want to be, like I said, my stance has nothing against sex workers, but we can't just like start blurring the lines and just making things not make sense. Like if you're talking about like the evolution of marriage, yes, marriage has always been contractual. Step one, marriage is a contract, right?
Right.
What's it called? You combine your finances. It's a legal thing. You sign papers in the eyes of the law, the eyes of the court. You are married, whatever. If you're religious, in the eyes of God, your religion, you are a union. You are now one.
Right.
The evolution of marriage, of course, we know in years ago, even from a religious standpoint, you know, women used to marry for status, or men, there's arranged marriages where, like, you know, families. It was sometimes
women couldn't move out until they got married.
Yes.
Wow.
Right? So yes, they're definitely, the evolution of marriage is sticky in the sense where marriage was not always about love. It was about,
historically, it has been an oppressive thing. It has been.
It can be oppressive, right? Especially when it comes to like arranged marriages, or like even married like within the family, like keeping bloodlines pure, like stuff like that. The evolution of marriage is very different. We're talking about it from that stance. But to say that marriage is sex work is a very different conversation, because the definition of sex work is selling sex for money, no? Right? Now I'm talking about like now, when people ideally marry for love, when you're in a marriage, things are mutually beneficial. It should be mutually beneficial. I believe, Zoe believes that marriage is mutually beneficial. So if we are having sex, I'm not having sex with you because there's a roof over my head that you're paying for. I'm not having sex with you because you're paying the bills next month. Or I'm not having sex with you because I'm having sex with you because I want a nut tonight. I'm having sex with you because you're my husband and I love you and sex is a part of our relationship. I don't understand why women act like sex is not beneficial if you're having it consensually for me and him. Yes, there's an orgasm gap. And yes, a lot of y'all do not know how to make women nut, respectfully.
Yeah,
that's why they call them, what is it, the 1%ers, or whatever the percent of men who can actually make women orgasm is extremely low. That means 1%. Probably none of y'all have done it, respectfully. Damn. Maybe 1 of 5. I don't really know what the math is. Damn. But regardless.
Shit gets tricky down there.
You're funny, bro.
Let's be real.
It does. But my thing is, I don't know when women start looking at things so transactional when it comes to relationships. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, if you want to do sex work, then do sex work. But we can't keep blurring the lines. Be like, oh, you just want to uphold marriage. I'm not upholding. Marriage is not sex work. It can be a contract for sure. But if you're looking at marriage through the sense of love and commitment and whatever, there's no sex work attached. I'm not having sex to keep my house because my man pays for it. I'm having sex because we're married and I'm committed to you and I want to have sex tonight. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Do you think that woman, and maybe a lot of women that agree, have this kind of take because they're jaded?
Yes, that's definitely trauma.
I don't know if it's jaded
That's
or
trauma.
they're like trying to take the history of marriage. Like, I don't know.
It's almost like they're trying to flip, like,
Nah,
I'm going to do a you on you. Like,
Nah,
kind
it's
of
trauma
thing.
because
Like,
I'm paraphrasing, but in the clip, she did say something like, whenever things get tough, men are gonna leave you anyways. Like she said something along those lines.
Yeah.
So it's like, there has been, so whether it's you or your parents or like, there's some sort of trauma that happened that make you believe this. It's like when girls say, like, they just take back cheaters because all men are gonna cheat anyways. Like,
Oh, wow. Yeah, they
things-
just give up. Yeah.
like things happen and now you're trying to make that like the standard. It's not like that lady clearly has never seen a healthy marriage before.
It sounds to me like someone that gave up on marriage and is rationalizing why.
But you can give up on marriage. That's completely fine. Like, no, I don't expect everyone to believe in marriage.
Right.
But like, to say like a blanket statement, marriage is sex work.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It makes no sense.
There's some girls in Dubai or something who they probably do have a marriage that should be considered sex work. But you can't generalize it like that.
Yes, because sex work, by definition, is the exchange of sexual services, performances, or products for material compensation. So if you're saying that you're having sex with your husband for like I'm saying, like if you want to marry for the status and the transaction, whatever, that's fine. But that is not what marriage is. That's what you want marriage to be for whatever your goals are in life, keeping a rich man or whatever. That's not what marriage is, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir.
I think there's also an idea that
Hoes are driving me nuts.
So what did you say, real quick? What did you say exactly that blew up?
Oh, my
Because
tweet?
this doesn't sound like a hot take, to be honest.
No, but it wasn't. People were mainly agreeing with me.
Okay.
But then it ended up on, I don't know where. People were saying, I ended up on like
Spiritual.
World. I ended up on
What'd you say? You guys
some
are
UK
fucking
site, some UK, not the Shade Borough.
Shadeboro?
I don't know if it's Shade Borough or something like that.
dumb.
I ended up on a whole bunch of different. People were sending it to me. I'm like, bro, I don't even care. I'm standing on business. So I said that marriage is sex work argument really pisses me off. If y'all want to sell your box, sell it, bro. But please stop blurring the lines with fuckery because you've never seen a successful, fruitful marriage in your lifetime.
Bars.
Every day, women are getting harder and harder to defend.
What if I said that?
But then
It's about the
someone
messenger.
responded and said, to be honest, marriages became about love about 1 or 2 generations ago. Before that, it really was sex work or a business contract. It's a lot of truth to what people say. And I said, marriage being contractual is very different from marriage being sex work. If you want to discuss the evolution of the purpose of marriage, that's different. But to say marriage is sex work as a blanket statement is literally idiotic.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think it's
Some of them guys not even fucking, but go on.
I feel like it's
That
like
too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's women flipping sort of like bad perspectives and like things that men do like onto them. Like I feel like this kind of comes from like how men, there's like an idea or like the concept that no, like sex is never free. Like you're always paying for it. And so like some people would say that if you go on a date or something like that and you pay for the dinner or anything, like that's technically,
It's a slippery slope.
an exchange. Like I'm just saying like that is a narrative that I think they're kind of taking that and sort of flipping it a little
That's
bit.
a lot of dudes' rationalization for,
that's-
buying coochie.
Yeah. I think women are kind of taking
If
that.
I take out for
I'm
dinner,
paying
it's the
for
same.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a flip and a play on that.
Yeah,
That's how
you
I
could spend
kinda hear
300
it.
on a date, or you could go to DR, spend 300, get some bucks the same way.
Jesus.
And when you attach your worth and make that your livlivelihood, because a lot of men do that.
Probably less than
How
300.
much money they have is who they are in their livelihood.
Hola.
Yo, stop.
Dinero?
Anyways, but my thing is, I don't know why
Go
women
again.
act like sex is not fun for us.
Yeah.
Other than you potentially having sex with a man who's just so shit with using his dick.
Right.
But like, sex is good. Like, when you have good sex, like, there's no transaction there. The transaction is the orgasm.
But there's social capital attached to it a little bit, right? You can leverage sex. So it's almost like, you know how some women say, I'm not fucking for free. Like,
yeah.
you've never heard that?
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm
But
just
I
saying,
never really understood it. At least for me personally. Because like I said, if I want to have
Neither
sex,
do I.
it's
I'm just saying,
because
right.
I want to nut.
Yeah.
we are humans. We are animalistic. Like sex is pleasure, right?
To
So if I
some of
want to
them,
have
that's
sex,
just not a concept.
I want
they
the
think about.
pleasure of it. I don't want to have sex because he's rich and he
Right.
can buy me something tomorrow. I want to have sex because I want to orgasm. That's not from my vibrator.
Facts.
Like I don't know when women forgot that sex can be fun for us without relying on a man to give us something materialistic in return.
Because
Talk.
that's the is impetus the right word?
Yeah, that works.
It's the impetus of why they're even talking to this man.
Mm.
You see a man pull up in the Lamb,
Mhm.
now you're talking to him because you think you're gonna get
Not you
something out of
specifically.
it.
Not you
Yeah.
specifically.
No, I know. I'm just saying. No, I know.
Now they're
yeah.
talking to him because they think they're gonna get something out of it. Now he realizes that and treats you like a treesh and gives you like mid wee wee because he knows what you're here for. He's just
Yeah.
trying to get his rocks off, and now you're
Right.
like, oh, see, this sex is so trash. Like I
That
better
girl's
get
been through a
something out
couple of
it.
those.
Like that's not like
Mhm.
I guarantee you, and this might be a hot take. I don't know if this is a hot take. The sex will less like I can't say never. The sex will probably less likely be trash if the guy actually likes you.
Real.
Because then he'll
you.
actually try.
There we
That
go.
He felt
A
that.
lot of
I felt that
times,
one.
and that's
Trey
why
felt that on
I
a
said
spiritual
not
level.
all the time, but I
That's
said the
real.
sex is less likely to be trash
Yeah.
if he actually likes you,
That's real.
because we'll actually try. I think some girls think that guys are giving their all the time, and that's just not a fact.
We've talked about
It's
that.
just not a fact. Sometimes some people might get 50%.
Yeah.
Some people might get 100.
Real.
There are certain girls
Let
that
me find out I got 50% dick. I'm gonna be so pissed.
now there are also guys that just like don't care about that, and they're just gonna give 50% to everyone because they generally don't care. But that means that they don't like you. Like they're not gonna do that to the woman that they're actually trying to impress.
Yeah.
You know?
Most likely.
And I also feel like sex can be more trash because there's a lack of communication. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
I think women lack a lot of communication during sex.
I agree with that too.
How though? How are we? What are we
Like
lacking?
girls are more likely girls will go through the motion of having sex and then afterwards be like it was trash, but never
They
told
won't tell
him
you in the moment
how
what
to
they like. Yeah, yeah.
improve.
So do you want me to just
Direction.
be like, this sucks?
No,
No.
down,
You
more
give-
to the side.
Yeah.
Give direction.
Slower.
Side, bitch. What?
I'm saying, like,
Give
yeah,
more
what do you like?
direction.
Yeah, like,
We can't figure out on the spot, like all the time.
So you want me just talking like, all right, so I need you to do
like
this.
he said, things get tricky. Like, you know, like
Oh dear God.
everybody's different and unique. So yeah, you get direction
hear
makes
Like
that.
things
it would
better.
be like it's not fair if a girl is, doing the Gok 3000 and I'm just in pain and I just hold it and then I tell my homies, yo, she was trash. She was using hella teeth. Just tell her to use less teeth.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Like
Communicate.
Just communicate. It's the same. I feel like it would be the same for girls. Be like, yo, move down a little bit.
It can be a pride or
You're
ego
not
thing, though.
rubbing nothing. Move this over. Guide the hand. You're rubbing my thigh.
I'm a
Move
tour
it
guide
over.
now.
Yeah.
Move it over.
Poor guy.
Oh my God.
This goes into
That's
girls
funny.
just wanting
This is pride
men to
right
read
here.
their mind.
Yeah.
Like everybody needs help sometimes because everybody's different. Because I could be doing something with the last girl that had her blasting to the moon, and I think that works on you,
Right.
and it doesn't. And now you're calling me trash, but it worked on her.
Yeah.
You got it. Everyone's custom.
different. Yeah.
Girls are
Everyone's
custom.
different.
So I feel like
Blasting
I
the moon is
Astronaut.
crazy.
Mucho's the
Also.
one who even said, I don't like hand jobs. Some guys like that shit.
Yeah,
Mucho's
really.
the one that does it.
Yeah, he said he's better.
And if Mucho was girl's first introduction to that world, and now she comes around with everyone,
Yeah.
not
She's gonna
giving
be
no
like-
handies, then people are gonna be pissed.
Facts. Damn, I might have left a couple girls
he
in my
might
trail
have
like
ruined
that.
it for some people.
Yeah, you might have ruined if a guy likes
Yeah.
handies and she's not doing. You might be like, well,
Right.
that guy didn't even want them, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
give them out. No
Niggas
more.
don't like that. That's just mucho.
Right?